Awareness doesn't stop at the end of October.
Before anything goes up on my website or Etsy, I always like to create a sample shirt for myself.
It's honestly made me so happy.
I'm trying to work ahead as much as possible so I can have photos, videos, and content ready to go before the month starts.
But that's what I use to do my backers.
You really do have to love your craft to build a business around it. And you can message me for a copy of mine. I'm happy to give that to you.
Hi friends, welcome back to Made with Monday. This is our final vlog for the month of October and it's going to be a really fun and exciting week. I'm going to finish up our last awareness spotlight for the month, taking photos of the new shirts that we did last week, restock some photos, start setting up my social media plan for November, also talk about October goals, and then also coloring in my state map, which is where I track all my orders. So let's just jump right into this week's awareness spotlight. For our final October awareness spotlight, I want to highlight 3 conditions that deserve compassion, understanding, and visibility: VEDS or VEDS, Raynaud's, and liver cancer awareness. VEDS or VEDS stands for vascular Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a rare genetic condition that makes organs, tissues, and blood vessels more fragile than they should be. And because it's rare, a lot of people are misdiagnosed or not believed, which makes awareness so important. People living with VEDS deserve to be seen, heard, and supported with understanding, not confusion or doubt. And while some conditions are rare, some conditions are incredibly common. Raynaud's affects blood flow and can cause fingers or toes to turn white or blue in response to cold or even stress. It can be painful and unpredictable, and it impacts day-to-day life way more than people realize. And it's not just cold hands. Awareness helps people understand what really Raynaud's is and to be more compassionate to those who navigate it every day. And the last awareness that I want to highlight today is one that weighs very heavily on many families. Liver cancer awareness is close to so many hearts because early detection can truly save lives, but symptoms can be subtle and very easily overlooked. Awareness encourages screening, research, and compassion for families and fighters who are facing the diagnosis with so much strength and courage. Thank you for taking a moment to learn and honor these causes with me. Awareness doesn't stop at the end of October. Every conversation, every story, and every product shared continues to make a difference. Next, we're gonna head over to my table and take some photos for the shirts we did last week.
Today I'm photographing the new t-shirts that I pressed in the last video. My goal is to have these listed by the end of the first week in November, but the exact launch date is still a little tentative with some personal things going on, so thank you in advance for your patience. Before anything goes up on my website or Etsy, I always like to create a sample shirt for myself. I want to make sure I love the size, the placement of the transfer, and that the press results are exactly what I would expect for my customers. Once I'm happy with how it looks and washes, I move into the photo stage. You'll see me taking product photos here. I like to use real shirt lifestyle photos so you can see the actual texture, true color, and fit. After I get my main images, I also create mock-ups for the different color options. That way you can easily visualize your design before ordering. Doing this process myself, from designing to pressing to photographing, really matters to me. I want you to see that everything is made in-house by me with care, not outsourced, not mass-produced. It's slow-made, intentional, and something I'm proud to send out into the world.
Now I just want to touch base and check in regarding my October goals. I have been very transparent this month, I think, on my goals. I normally sometimes mention them and leave it at that. This month I've been really focusing on check-ins, where things stand, and kind of going from there. I am going to be, which I'm very excited about, going to be putting together a November plan with me video that will be an additional video and just something special that will come out on Saturday this week, November 1st. And I'm gonna kind of take you how I set up my binder for the following month. I've only been using this planner for 2 months, but it's the Daily Grind Planner. I've used it years ago and it really just helps me push through to my goals. It's honestly made me so happy to be planning again like this and decorating it and just using a creative side that cannot be sold. Like, this is just me being creative, and I've been really enjoying it by adding stickers and washi tape and different color pens, stuff like that. That video will be all about my November goals and setting those up, and if that goes well, I may do it every month, but it's just something I wanted to put together and kind of just share because I find it so interesting to watch people do their planners. I love watching it, but also just wanted to take that additional like business side approach on like what things I'm working on each week and what that kind of looks like and setting it up, my goals for the month. So that will be a whole separate video, so we won't go into crazy detail today, but just wanted to touch base on kind of what my goals were this month and how I'm doing. I'm gonna change things up a little bit next month by giving more measurable goals than I have right now, because it's kind of like, just get it done. I'm doing this to get to this actual real measurable goal. So for the month of October, I was able to finish my goal of having my bookmarks launch, which was great. I also kept up with all my personal goals, like a healthy lifestyle, self-care, could be better. But honestly, doing this and spending time doing my notebook and journal or planner has been really self-care, because it's really taking a break and I'm being creative and I'm loving it. It's kind of counting as self-care. We also did get a day date this month, which was super helpful and appreciate so much, because sometimes it's a lot taking care of 3 boys with special needs. So much needed break, which I truly appreciate. And that was definitely a big self-care piece too. I was like decluttering and organizing the house, which we did good. And then the other big goals were focusing on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and really just focusing on my social media. And the big push for all this came from there being rumblings that Etsy is removing listings who have the words like autism or dyslexia or different things like that, which is all my awarenesses. It's my entire shop. So I got nervous and really wanted to start building my social media. So I do have that cushion and hopefully can just build social media out for my business. That's actually been going good. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be when I plan ahead, and batching is like the biggest deal. We gained 50 followers on TikTok, which before I started doing this, I would maybe gain like 5 a month. So we like 10x'd our number that we got added a month. So that was fantastic. Instagram, we gained like 2, but I'll take what I can get. And then YouTube, we broke 1,000, which was my main goal this month, and I'm so excited. So thank you for subscribing and being here. It really means a lot. And that one, we've gained 16. So it's great. I'm like really happy with those numbers, and that was a big push. And for next month, I'm gonna change my goals a little bit. Like I said, I'm very happy with how things have turned out. This month, I definitely think I've hit all my goals, like for the most part, and just keeping organized. I've also been sending newsletters once a week. So if you're not subscribed to my newsletters, you can through my website, and you get 25% off your entire order, your first purchase. So totally worth it. And I just need to update some TikTok listings and Fair still. Those I upload here and there when I have time, and ideally by the end of next week I hope to have everything updated, but we'll see. So those were kind of my bigger things that I wanted to get done this month, and I really made October the month for social media to see how it felt, to see what else I could add in, what can I manage, and I could manage a launch and designing and creating new stuff. It's just not as much as I normally typically would put out. That is the only kind of drawback and challenge with that, but I think going forward I can really start to adjust a little bit more too and still keep on my current path. That was October. It's a lot of fun. October was a good month, and I'm excited to see what November brings. Speaking of social media, one thing that helped me big time last month was batch prepping. And what I've been doing is doing more educational videos on different awarenesses. And then I've also been doing, packing orders, which that comes when they come. And then also I've been pulling stickers from my entire shop of those awarenesses and taking photos and videos, so that way I have like a kind of like a good stockpile of things I can use, and that has helped tremendously because then all I have to do is edit, get it how I want it to look, add some text, maybe some voice or music, and then it's done. And having that stuff on hand and easily accessible on my phone has been honestly the best thing I've done. So right now, what I want to do is actually pull all my November awarenesses. We have 9 awarenesses in November, and I want to pull them all now. I'm very early, but honestly, keeping up on this and being more prepared is helping me not scramble and not feel overwhelmed and avoid burnout. So that's why we're doing it kind of earlier, just so I can pull them and then I can do photos when I can, and at least I have everything done in that regards. And also in November, I'm going to be focusing my social media not only on those awarenesses, but also really focusing on gratitude and also appreciation for a lot of the stickers we have in our shop. So counselors, social workers, nurses, teachers, things of that nature. So we're kind of having a gratitude month focus, which I'm very excited about, and hoping to just spread happiness and kindness and thankfulness in the month of November.
Next, I'm pulling the stickers I'll be using for my November social media plan. I'm trying to work ahead as much as possible so I can have photos, videos, and content ready to go before the month starts. After really focusing on consistency in October, I learned how much smoother things feel when I'm prepared early. Honestly, it makes a huge difference. One of my favorite parts of this process is coming into my office and going through my sticker storage. I love these drawers. I love seeing all my designs organized and ready. It genuinely brings me so much joy. Since I've grown the collection, I've added totes for extra storage, and they've worked out perfectly. They're easy to access and still let me keep everything tidy and visible. This little system makes planning content feel fun instead of stressful, and it keeps me motivated moving into a brand new month of creating.
So got that process started. It's definitely a little bit lengthier because now I will go ahead. I pulled as many as I could, and then I'll cross-reference on my listings to make sure I'm not missing one or more and need to reprint any, because we're gonna reprint and do a sticker like restocking day for all these this week. Kind of get that done then. So that's what I'm gonna take inventory of behind the scenes. I'll just go through Etsy and make sure I have everything that we have, and just triple check, and then any that we need to reprint we'll do probably tomorrow. The last thing that I want to do today is go ahead and pack 2 orders that we had come through. One of them came through TikTok shop, which is typically slower for me. Maybe I was getting once a week, and now it's picking up a little bit, which I think is the attraction of me posting as much as I am. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm also adding new products like a couple times a week, because not my full catalog transferred over, so I'm manually updating them, which is taking some time, as I'm sure you can imagine. But I'm actually almost done with all my October awarenesses on TikTok, and then I'll move to get all the November awarenesses, and just tackling it that way I think is a little bit more effective use of my time. I have a limit of 1,000 items, and I think I'm up to 600 listed. So I'm hoping to just get to that 1,000, and then I'll be done until they unlock more. The first order is for our dyslexia awareness sunflower, and again, that one's on TikTok, which is exciting. Here's this one. Second order is for 2 of our domestic violence awareness rainbow card decals, which I keep card decals in this big one. This is very similar to the ones you saw me pulling stickers from, except for this is a 5x7 photo one. and it can just hold more width-wise and height-wise, which is actually perfect for my car decals. But it does get quite heavy when you put too much in here. So that's good to know for my second bin I'm working on, is to not put as many in there. I think we have one of these left now, but it's our 4-inch decals. And we are getting great reviews on those, which I'm really happy about because I outsource them. But the quality is great. We have them on Adam's truck. I have them on my van. And they look great. And I'm really happy with how they've been going. Kind of run through my thought process for packing. All my stickers go in a cellophane bag with my backer that I actually cut and round the edges myself, print them out. I use this Pen & Gear premium cardstock. When I first started using it, it was like $4 for 150, and now it's like more expensive. But it's still such a good quality and still fairly inexpensive for what you're getting. But that's what I use to do my backers for all my things. And then also my decal applications, my washing instructions, all those are what I use. I used to use my thank yous, but I'm now outsourcing those with Vistaprint. It is something I held on to not doing for a long time, but keeping up with just the backers is a lot of work, so the thank yous were getting to be overwhelming. And then in each of the decal application instructions, every time you order one, you get the instructions, an alcohol wipe, and then also a vinyl squeegee, which I brand all of these with our logo. But I just think those are so much nicer to use than a credit card, which I know you can use, but not everyone has vinyl squeegees unless you're a crafter. I have plenty of them, but that's because this is what I do. So that's these two. And then I'll get these packed up and on their way. That's where I'm gonna leave us for today, but I'll be back with more tomorrow. Welcome back to another day in the office. I was able to go through the stickers we pulled yesterday and found out that we're missing 3 of them. So we're gonna actually work on that restock today, get those taken care of, so that way hopefully in the next week or two, I can start taking those photos for November, which will be really helpful so I'm not scrambling throughout the month. So let's just jump right into making stickers.
Now I'm jumping into sticker restock, which is honestly my favorite part of running this small business. I love every step of making stickers, the designing, the cutting, the peeling, the trimming. There's just something so satisfying about it. You really do have to love your craft to build a business around it. And days like today remind me why I started. Restocking never feels like work to me, it's just pure joy. The bonus is that I can film this as content for my social platforms too. I heard someone say recently, everything is content, and it's so true. Even simple moments behind the scenes can tell a story or inspire someone else. I'm still working on organizing all of my footage though. My camera roll can get chaotic fast. So if you have any favorite systems, I'm definitely open to suggestions.
So now that sticker making is over, got all that done and it always feels so good. The next thing we are actually gonna do is color in my state map. So there's a bit of a funny story with this, so I'll share it with you. But let's just jump right into coloring and I will go ahead and share it.
I'm ending today's work session by updating my sales map. I started doing this my first year in business. Every time an order came in from a new state, I colored it in. Last year, I made it to almost all 50 states, but Delaware escaped me. And you better believe I have not forgotten. So this year, I started fresh and made it my goal to hit every state again. As the months went by, I got down to my final 2, Hawaii and Alaska. When I finally got my order from Hawaii, I was so excited that I accidentally colored in Alaska instead. I just had to laugh at myself. I left it there, secretly hoping an Alaska order would come right away, but it still hasn't. So today I'm redoing my map and starting clean in hopes that Alaska makes her grand entrance before the year is over. If you're a small business owner, I highly recommend doing a map like this, and you can message me for a copy of mine. I'm happy to give that to you. It's such a fun way to visually see your growth, and it gives you so much motivation to just keep going.
All right, friends, that's it for the last October vlog. Thank you for being here and supporting me this month and letting me share about those awarenesses. It really meant a lot to me, and I really liked adding that into my videos. I can't wait to kick off November with you. We will have new causes, new products, and just a fresh month for creativity. Also, we're gonna be moving the vlog to Monday evenings, so we're gonna give that a try too. So let me know when you like to see the vlogs, because I'd love to hear that feedback. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in next week's video.